violation that has been associated with this case. This case shouldn't have been heard at all, and it shouldn't be heard in any court because of the human right violation that is associated with this, because of international law violation. Now, joining me in the studio is a solicitor in the UK and Nigeria, as well as politician, Olufemi Aino. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you for joining us in TVC Breakfast. Now, let's begin with issues bordering on, how Nnamdi Kanu was rearrested and brought into the country. That's where a lot of people, that's one aspect that has generated a lot of reactions. A lot of persons are questioning the legitimacy of the procedure adopted in bringing him into the country. We've seen the reactions from his family. The government insists that it was a collaborative effort between Nigeria's security operatives and some other intelligence operatives, and that was how they were able to, bring Nnamdi Kanu into the country, or rearrest him, so to speak. But then let's look at the legitimacy. Let's help us understand what is the accepted mode of rearrest in such a way that it doesn't breach a person's human rights.
Yes, it's not the person's human rights per se. It's international law.
International law. Right.
And I must say this, it's quite, and I share the view that, look, what the Nigerian government did in bringing Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria is extraordinary. Extraordinary in so many sense. What they are saying is that it was due to collaboration between the Nigerian government and other agencies. Well, that is the government marking their homework. And that's not the way to go. And that is something we need to condemn. I'm not saying we shouldn't bring Nnamdi Kanu to justice, but let us follow the proper procedure. And the proper procedure is to have a proper extradition hearing, whereby Nnamdi Kanu will be able to explain to a proper court that, look, I must not be extradited to Nigeria because of this reason or whatever. And there's one important point. Listening to the Attorney General and others, nobody has shown us an extradition order that this man should go back to Nigeria and face his criminal trial. And the extradition is a formal process whereby you bring a fugitive who is running from justice from one country back to that country to go and face trial or serve the punishment. And I used the word formal. It is not something you do through the diplomatic maneuvering.
Right.
It is not something you do by just going there, you pick the person, you put him in the plane, and then the moment they wake up, they are in Nigeria. And in this case, it is very concerning that even in Kenya, the brother said he was picked in Kenya.
Yes.
That is a credible source. Let's believe the brother. Let's leave others who are saying maybe it was a honey trap or a sugar babe and all this cock and bull story. But even in Kenya, they have a law there. And that law is called Extradition Commonwealth Countries Act. And it has been there since 1968. And for you to extradite, once you pick that fugitive, the best thing you do, you must apply in the magistrate court in Kenya. And the offense in which you want to extradite must be an extradition offense. Kanu is facing terrorism charge in Nigeria. If you look at the Commonwealth Act in Kenya, terrorism is not an extradition offense. And also, most countries, they don't extradite people if the offense is such that has a political character. One. Two, they don't extradite people if the person, if convicted of that offense in that country, is going to face death penalty or capital punishment. Even in the UK, you cannot extradite people to a country where they are going to face death penalty to start with. The only way you can do it is to get assurance from the receiving nation that, look, if you extradite him, we are not going to impose the death penalty. If that assurance is not there, they won't. And also, another point is that if you are extraditing them to a country where they are going to face degrading and inhuman treatment, the courts in that country will not allow you to extradite. The Nigerian government, they are aware of all this. That's why they engage in whatever they might have done to get him to, because they know once they bring him before the court, there will be a lot of legal arguments here and there, and Kanu may not come here. And also, it is possible for Mr. Kanu to argue that, look, the only reason why they want me to come to court, because I'm agitating from separation, there are a lot of issues in Nigeria, this and that. They are punishing us because of what has happened in the past. We are being marginalized. This. So when you look at all that, then it is possible for the court to rule that, look, this offense has a political character, and there might be other.
So could this be why he wasn't picked up in the UK, as a lot of persons thought?
Well, if they pick him in the UK, he won't come to Nigeria in a million years. I can tell you that because I'm a solicitor there. Number one, the Human Rights Act forbids you, under Article 3, sending people to a country where they are going to face inhuman degrading treatment. The prison condition in Nigeria is not something to write home about. The legal justice in Nigeria is something that doesn't move in a very punctilious way. That in the sense that cases can last for years. And, you know, you're talking about petroleum bill that has been there since so many years. You see, when you look at all that, they won't. And you will not, and to give yourself the benefit of hindsight, there has been a persistent attempt to extradite Alison Disiani from the UK. Up to today, what happened? There has been a persistent attempt to extradite Julia Assange from the United Kingdom to America or Switzerland to face this with the allegation against him. Up to today, it hasn't happened. So the United Kingdom will not. That's why they did not even make attempt. The only thing, what they did is to look for a friendly country or find a way to lure him to get to that country so that they can pick him. And I shared the brother's statement when he said, look, there is no other word for this. This is what they call rendition, whereby you pick the person, they get disoriented. I don't, you know, in the dark world, there are a lot of things that.
Well, we can still say that we are assuming, because government hasn't come out to give us the full detail.
Yes.
We are hoping that government still brings up, give us the full detail, because a lot of Nigerians are interested in knowing how they were able to rearrest him, the process involved. But then let's move forward for want of time. Now, the UK is obviously interested in this case and are seeking clarification with regards to that, and saying that they can offer or are willing to offer Nnamdi Kanu consular assistance. And I'm wondering if this can put a spin on the case.
Well, I don't think it can put a spin per se, because if you look at Nnamdi Kanu has dual nationality. He's a Nigerian citizen and he's a British citizen as well. If he renounce, sorry, that's the right word. If he renounce the Nigerian citizenship, he will get a full consular assistance. Because, you see, under the Vienna Convention of 1963, you as a Nigerian citizen, if you travel abroad and you have problem, and the police arrest you, the first thing they will do is that, is there somebody you would like to contact? Yes. If there is nobody, they will put you through to the welfare officer at your high commission or embassy so that you speak to the welfare officer, because the embassy are under a duty under that convention to give you a consular assistant. Being a British citizen, you will get a limited consular assistant because he has two nationality. That is one. But if you renounce the Nigerian nationality, then he will get full consular assistance, and that can involve hiring a lawyer on his behalf. But what will happen, why they use the word limited, why I'm using the word limited now is because, one, they will get a consular officer who will attend court to make sure there is a fair trial. They will make sure he has access to his lawyers. Then they will make sure that, look, the judge is going to do the trial, listen to him and what have you. So that's what they are saying, and they have an obligation to do that under Article 5 of the Vienna Convention. But having said that, if he now renounces British nationality and renounces the Nigerian nationality, that can cause all sorts of legal argument, because he becomes a stateless person, and the Nigerian government will probably have a problem, because they are under obligation under international law to prevent statelessness. So what they can do, if the Kanu choose to renounce Nigerian nationality, they will say no, they are not going to accept it. You are still a Nigerian, and we have the right to bring you to trial. So it goes on and on.
All right. Okay. So the government is saying that he and his conspirators are going to face the full wrath of the law. And when government was speaking yesterday, they talked about his lavish lifestyle and that they have a treasure trove of information on the IPOB leader as well as his conspirators as well. And the question on the lips of some Nigerians is the lavish lifestyle being mentioned and some of this information, are this admissible in court?
That's where the problem lies. Number one, this is in our life. What the charge against him is one of these lifestyle offenses where you are dealing with a drug dealer who engage in money laundering because they always live a lavish lifestyle, live in a big mansion, riding all this expensive car, go chain, and what have you. Now, that this is a terrorism. It may well be. What they are going to say is that, look, fund has been going into the account and is using that fund to get weapon here and there. And now you will realize that they've picked his phone. And I'm glad you used the right word, treasure trove. Once you pick the phone, you pick the laptop, that can lead you to so many people who this person has been communicating with. And they're going to carry out what is called cell phone analysis. And when you do the cell phone analysis, if you buy the phone in 1960 or 1970, we can, once they do the cell phone analysis, we can see all the texts you have sent right from day one, and it will show the people you've been communicating with. And normally, as I do, that look, sometimes when you want to pick some of these criminals, once they move from here, you will know they've moved to Ibadan because the telephone masts which they are using can give pics that, and from there you can trail them. But what is concerning is that Nnamdi Kanu, I don't think he's a stupid person. Once you have a problem of this nature and you want to travel, are you going to use your real identity? Most of his contemporaries, what they do is to use assumed identity because they know the security agencies are after them. They are trailing them here and there. And also, who are you communicating with? Look, why one must commend the Nigerian government in a way for being able to trail him. They might have lured him using one of these kinky ladies with flamingo legs that, look, come down, we need to see you, blah, 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 I want to befriend you. And then also, when they do that, it is called honey trap, where you use a woman to get them. Or the alternative, maybe you do what is called a target monitoring. You are not monitoring Nnamdi Kanu per se. You look for somebody very close to him that, look, on every important day in his life, this person is there. When he had his baby, the person was there. When he addressed the media, this person was there. When his father died, this person was very instrumental. So this is somebody who we know where he's been hiding. So let's leave him. Let's focus on that person. Then when you trade that person, that can lead you to him. And it's just why it's unfortunate the circumstances, but ideally it is right for him to face justice.
Now, government is, because a lot of Nigerians have been calling for a fair hearing, fair trial. And the government has again reassured Nigerians from the statement it made yesterday that it's going to give Nnamdi Kanu a fair trial, because that was what he got before he jumped bail, according to them. But for you, in your context, what would be fair hearing, fair trial? Because a lot of persons are concerned that perhaps this could fuel the agitations we have seen in the southeast.
Let me deal with the first aspect. You see, if Kanu is convicted of treason, he's going to face the death penalty. That is the law. But it has never happened in Nigeria before. There might be political intervention, election is coming, very soon some people will turn this into a campaign slogan that, look, once we get to power, we are going to pardon him, this and that, so as to get vote. So before the politicians set in. And the another problem is that, don't forget, President Buhari and the Buhari government is somebody looking at his watch right now because they have a few months left. If care is not taken, if they can't see this through during the lifetime of this administration, nobody knows what is going to happen in 2023. But when you talk about a fair trial, you see, a fair trial is not about human rights. It's about a fair process or processes, and which that will involve, and we must, sorry, let me reverse a bit. We must commend the Nigerian government. Now he arrived in the country, they are arraigned him before the court. It is possible for them not to tell us anything about him. It is possible for them just to keep him somewhere, and then people will be agitating if he has committed any offense, bring him before the court. At least they arrange him in court promptly. That should be commended. But what the fair trial will connect at this stage is, one, they must give him access to his lawyer. That is very important. And the judge must give him sufficient time to prepare his defense. That is the problem with the Nigerian system of justice. They bring them to court, then the judge said it's going to be back-to-back trial, in which case the defense will need access to him. You know, this is a guy who has been through a lot, irrespective of his conduct. So the lawyers need to see him. That involves the fair trial, and at the same time they must give him an opportunity to explain himself. So all these are very, very vital and germane to bring him to justice.
All right, we must thank you for your time, solicitor in the UK and Nigeria, as well as politician Olufemi Aino, for your time on the program.
Yes, thank you for all
so
the
much.
time. Yeah.
All right. Now, joining me in the studio is a solicitor in the UK and Nigeria, as well.
Still in the news, the indigenous people of Biafra has warned that nothing must happen to its leader, Nnamdi Kanu. The organization, which said Kanu was kidnapped by the government agents, promised to expose details of his abduction later. Spokesperson for IPOB, Ima Powerful, said these in a statement titled, "Nothing should happen to our leader," IPOB tells federal government. According to him, the IPOB would not be intimidated into backing out of the struggle despite Kanu's arrest. And joining us via Zoom is the legal representative of Nnamdi Kanu, Barrister Aloy Ejimako. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
All right, quickly share with us, what is the plan now that your client is in detention?
Well, first of all, there are some preliminary issues that have to be ventilated before this matter can ever come to trial, if at all. You see, we are talking of a situation where a citizen of the United Kingdom left the soil of the United Kingdom and to a trip overseas, and while he was in transit in an East African country, which has just been revealed to be Kenya, he was seized from the soil of that country and forcibly brought into Nigeria against his will and against the will of the British authorities. You see, there are certain domestic, municipal, international, and United Nations laws that should guide actions like this. There are mutual legal assistance treaties. There are laws on extradition proceedings. There are UN conventions on international fugitives. And Interpol, of course, has its own rules. Nigeria, too, has. And Britain has. So, how come none of these rules were followed before Kanu was seized again? Will and brought it. This is exactly what we're talking about. So it is going to be an issue of the propriety of his being here against his will before we can even come to any question as to whether he committed any criminal offense or not. But when it comes to that, it's really going to revolve around what they are alleging he did. This whole thing is about self-determination and his request for referendum, none of which is listed under any written law in Nigeria as a criminal offense. So what really is he being accused of? It's not very clear, that he's being accused of any specific offense. And in the circumstance, he should be regarded as a political prisoner. Simple. Okay. This matter is not criminal, it's political.
All right, can you share a little?
Be looking at.
Yeah. So hopefully, before we go, we can talk about. Hopefully, before we go, we can talk about the case proper. But can you share a little bit more on why he was in Kenya, why he traveled, and the details concerning his being picked up in that country and brought to Nigeria? Is there a little bit more that Nigerians need to know?
He has a right to travel, and he wasn't an international fugitive. He might have been regarded as one by the authorities in Nigeria, but in every nation of the world, he was a free man. So he could leave UK to go to the US, to Canada, to parts of Africa, Asia, anywhere he wished to go, in pursuit of his private business or the business of the indigenous people of Biafra. So to waylay him and seize him without due process of law and bring him into this country when he wasn't traveling on a Nigerian passport is something that really should shock the conscience of every man and woman out there.
Okay, well, some of the things that have been mentioned, that he is accused of, treasonable felony and the likes. What would your response be to those who say that he basically had pushed his members and members of the IPOB into committing crimes here in Nigeria? And of course the attacks in the southeast, the attacks on the security agents. Is there a response that you can also share from your angle?
Well, you see, it's not only that you can accuse, you also have to prove. So it doesn't stop with just leveling allegations. You have to keep in mind that since October 2017, when the IPOB was declared a terrorist organization in this country, and going back to even 2015, when mass arrests of IPOB members began to occur, to date, there has never been a single conviction of an IPOB member for any violent crime, not even to talk of terrorism. So is Nnamdi Kanu going to be the first? We just have to look at the laws of statistics. IPOB has millions of members and thousands have been arrested since late 2015. Till date, none has been convicted. All we hear about is arrest, and charging them for terrorism, treasonable felony, treason. That's not enough. And the reason for zero conviction is easy to see. I don't think Nigerian judiciary in the end will believe that any member of IPOB actually committed any of these offenses that they are being accused of committing. That is why I say that to some extent I have implicit confidence in the judicial authorities of this country to see through all of this, that this is not a matter for the criminal courts, but a matter for the political process.
All right, finally, what is his legal team like? And currently he is in detention. Are there still any of his rights that have been broken? There's videos circulating on the internet seeing him being blindfolded while being moved in and out of court. What is his, do you have any idea of his current condition while in detention?
Well, I have to tell you, quite honestly, the manner of his arraignment was quite shocking. The authorities were aware of the fact that Mr. Kanu has attorneys of record. They should have been notified. Arraigning him without benefit of counsel is a violation of his constitutional right to counsel. And this one, they are talking about blindfolding and all that, even though it's unverified. If it happened, it too violated his constitutional right to personal dignity and not to be treated, to be treated decently. So all of these things will come into play when time comes for the hearing. But going forward, we hope that with due regards to the attention this matter is generating, both nationally and internationally, the federal government will be wise to treat him fairly, with decency, with a modicum of respect, and to refrain from anything that will offend his personal dignity or that will have the imprimatur of torture.
All right. Barrister Aloy Ejimako, thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you again between now and the 26th and even further.
It's my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Hello. Hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Engage in activities that could overwhelm the state. But what are the relevant questions in this regard? One dimension of the story is that even cats were arrested from Sunday Igboho's house because those cards were considered suspicious, you know, and that they could be part of the separatist secessionist agenda. And I was wondering why the Nigerian state will not just arrest human beings, but will also arrest cats. Now, the Department of State Services,
good dimension to that.
The Department of State has not accounted for those cats in the reports that was given by Dr. Afunaya. And then what was all that drama about the destruction of property? Is that part of the mandate of the state? I know they can hide under the fact that there was a shootout, but you know, the other camp, the Sunday Igboho camp, is presenting that as a deliberate attempt, not just to apprehend but also to destroy the space. What do you think of that Gestapo style that was adopted?
Ruben, you see,
in activities that could overwhelm the state. But what are the relevant questions in this regard? One dimension of the story is that even cats were arrested from Sunday Igboho's house because those cats were considered suspicious, you know, and that they could be part of the separatist secessionist agenda. And I was wondering why the Nigerian state will not just arrest human beings, but will also arrest cats. Now, the Department of State Services,
good dimension to that.
The Department of State has not accounted for those cats in the reports that was given by Dr. Afunaya. And then what was all that drama about the destruction of property? Is that part of the mandate of the state? I know they can hide under the fact that there was a shootout, but you know, the other camp, the Sunday Igboho camp, is presenting that as a deliberate attempt, not just to apprehend but also to destroy the space. What do you think of that Gestapo style that was adopted?
Ruben, you see,
engage in activities that could overwhelm the state. But what are the relevant questions in this?
Can do about it? Absolutely none. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm whatever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Can do about it? Absolutely none. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm whatever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Professor Femi Olufumilade. I'm a professor of international relations and strategic studies with special interest in conflict and security studies. I am passing this message across to President Muhammadu Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami. Both of them, we've been together for a long time as political allies in the days of the defunct CPC and even before then. And even though one is not part of those who can, you know, take decision for the administration, one still feels that one should be able to intervene with pieces of advice when it is most needed. I want us not to view the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leaders of IPOB, as a thing to gloat or rejoice over, because I want to talk to you as an authority in conflict management, conflict resolution, conflict prevention now. And I'm putting on my cap of conflict prevention presently. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was taken to custody, who later jumped bail, and now lately arrested, is not the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of old. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in custody right now is one who embodies the hopes and aspirations of thousands, if not millions, of Igbo youths who are ready to follow him to any length. And we have seen how he's been able to magnetize them to himself. Whether you believe in the logic of the cause he is advocating for or not. The fact remains that he enjoys a huge followership that are consequential as far as peace and harmony, particularly the southeastern part of Nigeria, is concerned. So I will want to plead with the authorities to be magnanimous in victory in court, and to go beyond that to see how a window can be opened for dialogue, so that whatever the grievances of his followers are, you will be able to resolve it amicably. But if you stand on the ground that they are terrorists, they should be treated with iron hand, well, I'm not sure we are going to see an end to this anytime soon. Because from my observation of the type of crowd he attracts, it's quite electrifying, it's quite magnetic, and they are overwhelmingly large. And I don't see them just running back into their cocoon now simply because he's been arrested. So I would rather plead that the federal government uses this opportunity to portray itself as one that can apply what President Obasanjo called the stick and carrot approach, by saying, now, let us discuss what actually is your problem. I'm not talking of Nnamdi Kanu as a person, I'm talking about the collective of Igbo youths and Igbo senior citizens who are also quietly behind the scene in support of the agitation by the IPOB members. And I'm not talking about this alone. I'm also talking about Yoruba youths and elders who are also rooting for Dudua nation. And they run into their millions too. You only need to take a look at the crowd they draw each time they go on the street to protest locally and even internationally. So if anyone sits in a comfort zone and say, these are charlatans, these people don't know what, they don't matter, well, it's like postponing the evil day. Because the caliber of Yoruba people that I have seen coming out to protest locally and internationally include professors, lawyers, engineers, top medical doctors, some of them first-rate medical consultants. And I'm not talking of a dozen crowd or a couple of hundreds. I'm talking of thousands, particularly in Western nations. So, President Muhammadu Buhari, this is the time for you to put any form of inhibition aside and open the door for dialogue. Don't let any of your aid, any of your assistants make this an occasion for passing across provocative messages on the social media. See what has happened to Nnamdi Kanu. You, his followers, you will see what will become of you. That will be terribly counterproductive. And I am not a soothsayer. I'm not a member of IPOB, but I'm a social scientist and an observer of trends in Nigeria. And I know that the crowd I see that these guys pull, this Nnamdi Kanu pull, some of them are highly educated, sophisticated. The idea that they are all, illiterate traders is not true. Some of them are highly placed people. So we should not allow this to produce another form of Boko Haram. You know, Mohammed Yusuf was arrested too, similarly. And we don't know what happened. The next thing was to produce his corpse. And then it was like the end of Boko Haram had come. And then before you knew what was happening, an Abubakar Shekau was upon us. I don't want an Abubakar Shekau in the case of IPOB. I want whatever grievances IPOB members have to receive hearing at the presidential level. And after all, the Miyetti Allah, despite the atrocities its members are committing across the country, killing, maiming, destroying farms, and they keep talking and defending their people, they have not been taken to jail. They rather, the federal government is talking about reclaiming grazing routes for them. So in a way, federal government recognizes that they have some legitimate claims, and whether the method the president wanted to use to solve their problem is right or wrong, the fact remains that he gave them a hearing and he spoke in a way that will suit their nerves. Why can't President Buhari extend the same to all groups agitating? It's not just IPOB. In the east there you also have MASOB before IPOB, and MASOB is still there. In Yoruba land you have OPC and so many other groups that you don't even know exist. And then in the Middle Belt the same thing. And the South, of course, you know of the Avengers, you know of the various groups there. So people are unhappy. A lot of people are dissatisfied. And it's not limited to Middle Belt and the South, even in the North. It's not everybody that is an establishment person. It's not everybody that is happy, even with the Buhari administration. It's not every Fulani that is happy. Why can't we have a national dialogue? President Buhari is teaching time saves 9. God bless every lover of peace and progress listening to this.
There is no substitute to a sovereign and independent Biafran nation.
To have a special broadcast from the head of the Directorate of States, Mazi Ikechukwu, without wasting time, because we are a few minutes late, which I am the cause of the problem. I mean the lateness. I crave your indulgence. I will not waste time. I will go straight to introducing our head of Directorate of States, Mazi Ikechukwu. Please welcome, and the platform is yours.
Thank you so much, Mazi, gentlemen. Good evening, you great Biafrans. Good morning and good afternoon to you, depending on your location time. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu. I am from Ihe in Biafra land. By the grace of the great and wonderful indigenous people of Biafra and the head of the Directorate of State. On Monday, the 28th of June 2021, Biafrans and the world at large woke up to the news making the rounds that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was in the custody of the Nigerian security agencies, the DSS to be precise. The IPOB leadership has, of course, through my office, confirmed this to be the case. I wish to use this opportunity to inform the Biafran people, friends and well-wishers, that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was abducted criminally in Kenya and illegally brought into Nigeria. This criminal violation of international law was carried out by Nigeria in spite of the fact that Onyendu does not possess any Nigerian traveling document, having repudiated any previous connection he may have had with the contraption called Nigeria. Let me state without equivocation that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is at the helm of our march to freedom, notwithstanding the present turn of events. And while Onyendu is temporarily and illegally in the custody of the Nigerian government, the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra shall be implementing every one of our fundamental objectives, which our leader laid down for IPOB family worldwide. Our struggle for freedom is not just the desire to establish a geographical entity called Biafra. Of course, that is a fundamental objective of our self-determination struggle, but much more imperative, much more important is our hunger and thirst for truth, honorable and irrevocable freedom from all manner of subjugation and oppression. Freedom from every debilitating influence that retard and hinder the full realization and development of our heaven-endowed talents and gifts. We pursue that freedom, which a sovereign and independent Biafran nation shall provide our children and our generations yet unborn, so that they, like every other child in the civilized world, may dream big dreams and achieve these dreams in dignity and in liberty. Biafrans, there is no substitute to a sovereign and independent Biafran nation. As far as this great family of IBOB is concerned, our objective is three. The first of it is the restoration of Biafra. The second is the restoration of Biafra. And the third is, of course, the restoration of Biafra. A nation that our people must be proud of. We must recognize and accept the hard reality that there is no safety for us as a race anywhere in the world except in a free and independent Biafran state. As we reflect upon this unpalatable truth, we must begin to contemplate what shall become of and befall our children without a restored Biafran nation. Our heroes and heroines past gave great thought to this very truth, and they chose to fight for their freedom and the freedom of their children. This generation of Biafrans, this great family of the indigenous people of Biafra that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has put in place.
07:10:08 a.m. in the morning. If you are in Biafra land, of course, it should be an hour different, talking about 9:08 a.m. in the morning. Wherever you are, it is top of the hour. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. Of course, it is breakfast with Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha this morning. And of course, I hail from a place they call Omowa. Omowa is in Ololo, it's in Biafra land. And then, of course, this morning we have come to do the needful. Nobody shall take away my Biafra love. And thus is how we are rolling.
Have chosen to toe the path of our heroes past, and we will not allow our children to be subservient to any race or nation. We must let history be our guide and learn from history what happened to the Jews, who were hounded all over the world for extermination until they joined hands to fight for their existence and for the creation of the state of Israel. Today, they have not only taken their due place amongst the community of nations, they are accorded their due respect as well and Israelis can now live in any place of their choosing with the assurance that they have a nation and government that will come to their aid at every given time and moment in any part of the world they may reside. Therefore, this generation of Biafrans must accomplish this work for our children and our generations yet to be born. We must remain firm and focused in our pursuit. We must refrain from allowing the enemy to distract us and derail our march to freedom. We, the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, affirm our immutable right to determine our cultural, economic, and political systems, as well as our right to self-determination as guaranteed and proclaimed by the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples to Self-Determination, and of course Articles 5, 6, 7, and 12 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, ratified and domesticated by the Nigerian government in the year 1983. In recognizing and upholding our right as indigenous people, we made a deliberate choice of non-violent methodology to achieve our stated objective as indigenous people. Our people
in this studio. As you know, we don't introduce people by telling you their names. We allow them to tell you who they are, their names, all about them. And that is exactly what we are going to do this morning. We have a powerful Biafran here. Somebody who have Biafra love. When she heard that our leader was abducted, my goodness me, she cried like a baby. But this morning, I said, we have gotten so much the side of the men in this struggle. Where are the women? I keep asking. Of course, our women, they never carry last. You know, they always come out when you needed them most. So this morning, I want to get a perspective from our women, especially here in South Africa. And she is one of us. She is also here in South Africa. I'm going to get her to greet Biafrans this morning. And of course, we will talk, we will discuss and talk on issues that matters, issues that are very, very important. Once more again, permit me to greet you if you are just joining us right now. It is still Radio Biafra SADEC. Do you have Biafra love? Because if you do have Biafra love, when you hear your brother crying, my goodness me, you will give a helping hand.
Peaceful agitation notwithstanding, the Nigerian government continued unhindered its plan to exterminate our race and take over our ancestral land and resources through the instrumentality of the Fulani herdsmen on the one hand, and the Nigerian terrorists in uniform on the other hand. The Navy, the Army, the Air Force, the police, the DSS, civil service, name it, all of them that they have, all the agencies that they have created and armed, all the objective is the same, to dispossess the Biafran people of our God-given inheritance and to commit another genocide as is being committed presently in our land. Despite the provocations, despite the arrests and torture, notwithstanding the degrading and inhuman treatment meted out to Biafrans and the cold-blooded murder and execution of unarmed peaceful Biafran civilians. The indigenous people of Biafra has resisted the effort of the Nigerian government through its security agencies to compel us into violent agitation. Biafrans now, however, by this blunder of criminally abducting the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, the Nigerian government alone shall be held accountable for the resulting consequences. By now, it should have become very obvious to the Nigerian zoo government that its state-sponsored acts of violence and terror, abductions, and extrajudicial murders cannot change our resolve to extricate ourselves from the oppressive and humiliating servile existence imposed upon us by the creators of the contraption called Nigeria. We remain undaunted in our conviction. We remain resolute in our belief in the justness of our cause, and we shall remain focused and dedicated in our pursuit of freedom for the indigenous people of Biafra. The IPOB worldwide family and all Biafrans must therefore close ranks and stand behind the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is time to activate the famed discipline for which we are admired the world over. All principal servants must adhere very strictly to our fundamental principle of command and control and apply the chain of command in the exercise of their functions and their duties. To the politicians of Biafran extraction.
And then, of course, without wasting time, let me talk to my guest this morning. And then, of course, we will pray. Just to allow her to introduce herself. She's smiling. So she will tell us who she is, her names, and then, of course, we will take it from there. Wanda, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Let's
Mr. Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha.
Let's get the microphone sorted out. I can get some echo. There we go. All right. Try again.
Good morning, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha.
All right. Good morning and welcome to People of the East. Please tell our people your names and who you are. And then, of course, we take it from there. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, my people, the people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom. My name is Amaka Anichukwu, and I'm from Nsukka local government in Biafra land.
All right, from Nsukka local government, Biafra land. Welcome to the program, Amaka. All right.
Thank you.
If I may ask you, please, to lead us in opening prayers, and then we will continue. Please go ahead.
In the name of Jesus Christ.
Sir?
Father, Lord, I thank you, God Almighty, because of who you are, because you're the Almighty Father, because all power belongs to you. We thank you, God Almighty, because you're the creator of heaven and earth. You are the Chukwu Kabiama, the God, Jehovah Elohim. I thank you for making it possible for us to be here today. Daddy, I give you the praise in the name of Jesus. And I pray, God Almighty, that as we're here for something that is very important for Biafrans, I pray, God Almighty, that I make, God Almighty, good things come out of what you're going to do today. And also pray for our leader who was kidnapped by the Zoo government. That, oh God Almighty, that you intervene in the case, and that you be with him, God Almighty, and that you make everything about him, God Almighty, his spirit, his soul, his body, to be in a perfect working condition. Oh God Almighty, keep him alive, God Almighty, that he will live and see Biafra. And I pray, God Almighty, for a quick release, for his quick release from detention. And I also pray, God Almighty, that he give us all it takes for us to make Biafra to happen, for Biafra to be restored. And we give you all the thanks, God Almighty, because we know that you are more than capable of doing what we ask you, because you're the Almighty Father, that it be thou exalted forever and ever, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Ise, thank you very much for that prayer. And of course, we welcome the prayer. And then, of course, I welcome you to Radio Biafra, SADEC. You know, ever since our leader was abducted in Kenya, you know, it has always been our men, and of course, a couple of our women who has been, you know, rendering their voices. But I decided this morning I need to give our women also more chance and more opportunity to air their view, because at the end of the day, you cannot do without Biafran women. Very, very important. So, you heard the story. And what is your take on the whole drama that has been unfolding recently with regards to the abduction for our leader? Please go ahead.
My take on this is that our leader was abducted illegally. And it shouldn't be that way. And because he's in Nigeria already right now, I think we, the Biafrans, whether you're IPOB member or not, because I believe that IPOB, Biafra means, IPOB means Biafra, and Biafra means IPOB. I think we should do the needful. We should do all we have to do to bring him out of where he is. Basically, so that he come out and do what he needs to do for our people. So I think that all of us should join hands together to do the needful.
All right. I agree with you when you say all of us should join hands to do the needful, because that is the only way we can succeed, when we join hand. Now, when you say you want all of us to join hand and do the needful, can you elaborate? When you say the needful, what exactly, what in particularly are you talking about that is the needful that we need to do in order to ensure that our leader is released? Please go ahead.
Okay. I believe we should go for protest. What I mean is this, that in all the countries of the world where they have Biafrans, that we should all go to the British High Commission and protest there, that they must release him, because he is a British citizen. And by rights, Britain as a government should supposed to play a vital role in making sure that their citizen is released. Then on our own path, I believe that we should be prayerful as well. We should pray earnestly for our leaders' release. That's what I believe.
All right. Thank you very much. As you are talking, I was busy pouring juice for you. So you can be
thank you.
Oiling the throat as we talk. All right, my dear, I think you're making a good point here. We're not going to sit back and watch. We have to do something, because we're talking about the leader of millions of people. We're talking about a president of a nation.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about a prime minister of a nation.
That's true.
The zoo and the whole world need to know that the president is behind the bars, that a prime minister is behind bars. You know, our people came up a couple of days when we heard the news, when the news broke, and they were so upset, they were angry. And I say, yes, I understand, you know, whatever your anger is justifiable. But you know, we need to plan. We need to do things accordingly. We need to show them that IPOB, we are intact. Everything is under control. We cannot just be pulling from different angles. We have to pull towards the same direction. Because as I'm talking to you now, and as you are also even aware, that leadership is in control. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Tell me, when you heard the news initially, how did you take the news? How was you that day? How do you feel the first time this news broke?
To be honest, I was devastated. Because a day before I heard the news, I went somewhere and the one guy and the lady were there, and then another guy walked into the place, and they said this guy is an IPOB member, so they wanted to say something. And thankfully I was there, so I stood up and I defended our people. That's Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafrans. I was still there, and the guy that was supposed to respond to them, he couldn't believe it, because he was like, it was like that. It's like God sent a helping hand to him, because I stood in the midst of everybody. I said the right thing, you understand me, and they couldn't even believe it. Do you understand? And they couldn't say anything anymore, because I have overshadowed everybody. I said the right thing, and they were so happy. So I went to the same place the day this happened. And that guy that was there, who was not really in support of our struggle or the restoration of the nation Biafra, that guy called me, called the lady that was there, and said the lady should give me the phone, because they were together, in a little bit against the restoration of Biafra or something. They are the people that believed in the zoo, kind of. So I spoke to the guy, and they told me that Mazi, our leader, was arrested, and I couldn't believe it. I was shaking. I started crying, honestly. And it just came to my mind, and I started telling them that the way I see this thing, that something good was going to come out of that. Absolutely. I kept saying that. I didn't know, the spirit just came into me, and I was just saying that. I was telling everybody, even when I was coming back, people were sending sending messages to me. Do you understand? Because they know that I believe so much in Biafra. And my response was that, just like, I told him that if it was really true, that I knew that something good was going to come out of that. I kept on saying that. But being a human being, and being so much in love with Biafra and even our leader, do you understand me? Because I know that what he's doing the right thing. Do you understand me? You can tell from all angles that this man is actually the right person to give us, or to help us, to give us our Biafra, to help us restore the Biafra. So when I got home, I couldn't help myself. I was all emotional. I was crying. I cried and cried till midnight when I was supposed to have my night vigil for him. Do you understand me? Because I pray for him all the time. I fast for him all the time, and for the restoration of our nation Biafra. So I cried. I cried and I slept off. Then the next morning, I woke up before 6. I started crying again. I cried and cried while I was praying, when I was reading the psalm that he told us to be reading. When I was reading the psalm, I was crying. Do you understand me? I couldn't control myself, to be honest. That's why I felt really bad. I felt, the world was about to come to an end. But I know that, like I said before, I know that something good is going to come out of this.
Thank you, Vaughn. That's beautiful. I mean, of course, everybody felt the same way. But like I always said, before we came on air, I was saying something to you. I told you what makes you a freedom fighter. It's not like you're not a human being, or you don't have feelings, or you don't see things like the way human beings see things. But the problem is that when you're a freedom fighter, you see things differently. Okay? If they tell you now that there is no hope, as a freedom fighter, you say it's a lie. Mm-hmm. There is hope.
That's true.
Even though as a human being, you know that
there is hope.
This is difficult. There's no way. But as a freedom fighter, that's why people call us crazy. Like there are people who have given up and say, our leader has been arrested. Biafra is finished. There is no more struggle. A freedom fighter does not speak like that.
That's true.
Because a freedom fighter still believes that the struggle is bigger and higher than everybody. Whether this person is here or not, that dream and that vision must be achieved and accomplished. The only time the struggle is over is when freedom is restored. So, with a mind with what I've just elaborated, or with what I've just said, because I'm saying this thing, there are people who don't know where to start since this thing happened. So I'm busy chasing shadows, looking for whom to blame, pointing accusing fingers, which for me, I don't think that should be the way to do what? To go. It's like somebody came now, you went to market and you came back. You look for your child and you don't see your son anymore. You ask them, where's my son? They say that your neighbor called police for your son. I want you to listen. Your neighbor called police for your son. And you ask, where is your son? They say, your son is in police station. I want to ask you a question. So, would you first of all go and fight with your neighbor? After fighting with your neighbor, then you go and check your son at the police station. Or will you first of all run to the police station quickly to know what is the story? When you finish and try to see if you can bail your son out. When you came back home with your son, you can then do what? Face your neighbor. So which one will you do?
To be honest with you, what I need to do is that I have to go to the police station to fetch my son. Because that's the first thing I need to do before any other thing.
That's a beautiful answer. You know why I'm asking you this thing? Our people has got their priority mixed up. Our leader is in custody at the moment, unlawful custody for that matter. But some people, to them, the most important thing for them is to start pointing fingers, talking rubbish on Facebook, talking rubbish everywhere. Who is what, who is not what. Do you understand? For me, that shouldn't be the attitude. That shouldn't be the attitude. If you know something, hold it to yourself for now. Hold it to what? To yourself for now. It's not important. Because that energy, that time we need to spend in looking for who did what or who did not do what. If we can take that time and focus it to our leader, how to get him out, how to mobilize, protest, go to Twitter and tweet, go to Facebook and campaign, you are not using it to look for who did what. The person is still alive. Mm-hmm. Whenever you bring our leader out, you can still come back home and say, okay, fine. I think you are the one who did this or that. Do you understand?
Yes.
It is called, how do I put it? It is more like a home issue. Home issue. Mm-hmm. Do you understand?
Yes.
But there is something that is more important. Like I asked you a question. If your son is arrested because your neighbor called the police on your son, you don't go and start fighting with your neighbor. You first of all go and get your son out. When your son is out, then you can now face your neighbor and ask him, why did you do this? Because you might go to fight your neighbor, asking your neighbor, why did you do this? You can spend 1 week fighting your neighbor while your son is still what? In prison. So sometimes, I just hope that our people will use their brain sometimes. I just hope that they will think like human beings. Because if you feel that the most important thing is to find the person who did what or who did that, and then you neglect the same person you say you love, who is in jail, then you must be up to something. Yes, you must be up to something.
That's true.
Because if you really love that person that is in jail, you shouldn't be talking about who did what or how did he get to jail. Even if you hear how he get to jail, you will conceal it within you and focus on how to get this man out. Then when he come out, we'll go back to whoever did what and do what? Solve the problem once and for all. So this is the way I see it, and this is the way I look at it. For me, at the moment, who did what is immaterial. It's not important. The only place we will focus our energy now is against Kenyan government, against the zoo government. Do you understand? Then we should put pressure on the international community, because what Kenyan government and the zoo government committed, it is in breach of international laws, conventions, and protocols. And there is consequences. So why are we ignoring that? These are, for me, they're actually the highest criminal. We should focus on now. So when we might have dealt with them, put so much pressure on them, and get them sorted out, we can now come back home and meet whoever might have done whatever, if there is any merit in that allegation. All right. Thank you very much for that. I don't know if you want to comment on this before we go forward.
I think what Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha just said now is just the right thing. That's the way to go about it. We IPOB, we Biafrans, we need to learn how to be disciplined. You don't just say anything that comes out of your that you have in your mind, or just say anything that you hear from somebody. You don't do that. Just like Mazi said, it doesn't matter who says that to you, but what you need to do is that, you need to sit down, digest it, think about it. Then you communicate with the leaders, or you communicate with our people to know the way to go about that. And to be honest, what you need, according to what he said now, what you need to do is we need to focus on the Nigerian government and the Kenyan government that committed the atrocity and did what they're not supposed to do. Do you understand me? So you need to do the right thing, to be honest, to do the needful.
Thank you
to
very
get
much.
the right results.
Thank you very much. Because if now as I'm talking, you are not saying free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you are not fighting on how to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you are not on your Twitter tweeting, if you are not on your Facebook campaigning on how to free our leader, and you are only busy there looking for who did what or who did what, you are a suspect. Maybe it's you who did what. Maybe it's you who did what. Quote me, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. I said so. Okay. If you are not now thinking on what we should do to make sure our leader is released, if you are not now thinking on how we should go about it, the only thing you are thinking is that DOS, why didn't they tell you in time? DOS, why didn't they do 1 or 2 things? Well, this person, that person, you are the problem. You are actually the person we should be looking at. You are the person we should be afraid of. Because how can you convince me that you say you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and he's in jail, and all you can think of at this moment in time is who did what or who didn't do what, or who didn't tell you in time or who told you in time? That is absolutely rubbish. You've got something up your sleeve. You've got something up your sleeve. You are the suspect. Quote me, I said so. If you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, show it. Prove it. He did not ask you to go and look for who did what or who didn't do what. What he needs from you is to do what? Ensure that he is released. Ensure that you do the needful. But when you start playing in the hands of our enemies by trying to start up a family war, my goodness me, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? What is your plan? What are you up to? And if you are among those who are fighting, DOS this, DOS that, this person that, names that, people are beginning to carry propagandas. All these fake audios. People who tell you, this is how it happened. You don't even know who is speaking on the audio. You have never met the person. Somebody said, yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was betrayed by IPOB peoples. This person, that person. You don't even know who is talking in the audio, but you believe it. You are a fool. A compound fool for that matter. Yeah. All right, we must continue. It is Radio Biafra, SADEC. We are the people of the East. All right, let me go through this article, and I will still want your input here and there on that. This article is from Tribune, and then it says, we are with South on restructuring. North is on its own. Middle Belt replies ACF. Let's see what they're saying. The Middle Belt Forum, MBF, has described the perception of the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Organization, Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, on restructuring as faulty and unprogressive, saying the Middle Belt people are on the side of the South on the question of tidying up the affairs of Nigeria. The ACF had, at a meeting with Northern House of Representative members during the week, placed the lawmakers on alert over a possible presentation of a bill of restructuring to the National Assembly by those agitating for it. The chairman of the ACF and former Minister of Agriculture, Chief Audu Ogbe, asked members of the Northern Caucus of the House of Representatives to be on the lookout for such a bill in view of a statement credited to President Muhammadu Buhari that should the National Assembly pass a bill on restructuring, he would have no opposition on signing it. But the president of the MBF, Dr. Bitrus Pogu, said the chairman of the ACF was on his own and not speaking the mind of the Middle Belt. Pogu said the people of the Middle Belt were not surprised by the position of Chief Ogbe because, according to him, the former minister is more inclined to the propagation of the Northern agenda than the protection of the interests of the Middle Belt. He said, "We are not surprised if somebody like Chief Audu Ogbe can make such an assertion. Those who are afraid of restructuring are people benefiting from the current situation that is skewed in their favor, or the section of the country benefiting from the loop side arrangement. Those of us in the middle belt strongly believe that this country needs to be restructured so that things can begin to work. Our perception of restructuring involves revolution of power, state police, among others, to make things work properly, different from those looking for fiscal federalism. So we believe in true federalism. We want a process that will guarantee equitable sharing of resources, where each federation unit will generate its own resources and contribute to the center, not the present arrangement where everybody is waiting for federation allocation. All right. So basically this is coming from the middle belt. You know, all this while, whenever you hear the North talk, they always include middle belt as part of the North. But here, the middle belt has come out to disown the North and say they have no business with the North, and there is nothing binding them together with the North. So they have separated themselves from the North and say that they actually stand with the South when it comes to the issue of restructuring. What is your take on this article?
Okay, to be honest with you, our people, I don't believe in that restructuring. I believe in my heart of heart, deep down my heart, that Biafra is the answer. I don't believe in Nigeria for any reason. My ancestors were Biafrans before the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. Every Biafran should say no to anything that has to do with Nigeria. We should stand our ground firmly to declare that we are Biafrans, and to believe that we are Biafrans wherever we are, no matter what happens, come rain, come shine. We should stand that we don't want to do anything with Nigeria, that we believe in Biafra. Restructuring or no restructuring is none of our business. What we need is Biafra, because it might happen. They might do that today, but in the next some years to come, anything can change. You know, Nigeria is a lawless country. They don't have people, people's well-being in heart. Do you understand me? All they are there for is just to loot. And if you read the history of the Fulanis, you know what I mean. Do you understand me? They don't wish it well at all. They know their intentions and their agenda, and they will do anything possible to make sure they fulfill their intention in that place called Nigeria. Do you understand me? So in the first place, Nigeria shouldn't be. Nigeria shouldn't be at all. We need to come out of Nigeria as Biafrans. I believe so much in that. I don't believe in Nigeria. And nothing will make me to be Nigerian. Do you understand me? So that's my take on this.
And your take is beautifully and well taken. I mean, I share the same sentiment, restructuring or no restructuring. For me, I feel restructuring is too late. What we should be talking about now is referendum, for us to decide our faith.
Yes.
There was a time we were like, if they talk restructuring, we might consider it. But not anymore. Those days is far gone. Because, just like our leader said, we have passed the Rubicon. And there is no turning back. But the only thing I must say I can take from that article is the fact that the Middle Belt has woken up to understand that they are on their own and the North is on their own. You see, if all the region in the zoo will begin to see themselves as independent, that will go a long way to help everybody. Because where this problem is that when it suits the North, everybody is not. But when they have the agenda, it becomes a Fulani agenda. And that is the game they have been playing. Of course, I spoke about Takia. And that is how Muslims use their religion to deceive others. And the same thing is playing out here. All right, we must continue. If you are joining me right now, it is still Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. It is Breakfast with Mazi Ikechukwu here on Radio Biafra SADEC. We are the people of the East. With me is this beautiful lady. My goodness me. Ada Biafra Marama. And I have Amaka. And Marama is you. All right, we must continue. So, the thing, what's funny? You know what's funny? And I want our people to be wise. Very, very wise. You know, in every platform on Facebook, maybe like as I'm preaching now, if you go to the platform on Radio Biafra, you know, where I am broadcasting live on Facebook, you will see a lot of people making comments. And one funny thing there is that not everybody who is listening to me there are IPOB members. Not all of them, they love Biafra to be restored. So for them, this is a window of opportunity to enter IPOB, infiltrate IPOB, and cause confusion among us. And they will be saying things. They are the ones who are playing these blame games. So that our people will be polluted in mind and say, no one is Yoko. Why is DOS not doing something? That same person who is saying that thing, when you investigate, they don't even belong to any IPOB family. They don't go to meetings. They don't pay their dues. But for them, these are, you know, people on reprobate mind. For them, this is an opportunity to come inside IPOB, divide IPOB from inside. Because this has been they've been trying to infiltrate IPOB. They've been trying to cause confusion in IPOB all these years. So they felt now, okay, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there. They're testing the waters. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody who is capable there now. Let's go and destroy IPOB. But they are so stupid because the way IPOB is structured, we are impenetrable. You cannot penetrate us. You are busy there talking rubbish, talking nonsense. Who are you? You are not here. You can go to hell and die for all we care. We are one family. We are intact. We are IPOB for goodness sake. DOS is working on something, like I always said. And they will come out with their press release. They will give instruction on how we go from here. So don't tell us when to do it. We tell you when we want to do it. It's not the other way around. Don't tell us when we will do it. We tell you how and when we will do it. Because when it goes wrong, you will come back to blame us, isn't it?
That's true.
Yeah, DOS this, DOS that. And the DOS will fall on pressure because you are pressurizing. And then they do something and then they make mistake. Yes, we know now, these people, they're the one who betrayed who did what. So if this is your game, we have you all figured out. Forget about it. We are not falling for that nonsense. If you're an IPOB member, you should learn to sing together with others. You should understand that we are in this together. You should understand that you don't love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more than me. You should understand that we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. And you must do what? Work together in cohesion with authority. But when you begin to display this rebellious attitude, then you are a suspect. I keep saying that. You have a different agenda. People infiltrate IPOB. They want to come here and pretend like they are one of us. But actually their plan is to destabilize IPOB from within. But IPOB is like a very heavy brick wall. German wall. You can try, but you cannot break in. I promise you. Dara. All right. We must continue with this still Radio Biafra SADEC. We will take a quick break, of course. I poured juice for you, so let's take a break so you can drink your juice, and then of course we will be back after this. Please don't go away.
A small window of opportunity still remains for you to turn a new leaf and stand up in the defense of your people, because you do not have time ad infinitum. Politicians, traditional custodians, and all those who see themselves as elders. The time is now to be on the side of the people, the Biafran people, because the rain that is about to fall will spare no one. The directorate will be using the Twitter handle at real IPOBDOS. I repeat, at real _IPOBDOS as its official medium to communicate and update Biafrans and the global community of new developments. I will therefore encourage every Biafran and all IPOB family members to follow this very handle at real_IPOB_DOS. On the 26th of July 2021, being the date the Abuja Court of Justice Bintanyako has fixed hearing, all roads must lead to Bintanyako's court. And both the Nigerian government and the court must understand that the attention of the world community is fixed upon the zoo and their legal system. Prior to this very date, however, the Directorate of State demand that the Nigerian government must grant access to our leaders, personal physicians, and of course, international physicians that the leadership of indigenous people of Biafra shall put forward to do a thorough medical examination of our leader because of his deteriorating health condition. Finally, the Directorate of State appreciate all the solidarity from our Ambazonia and Oduduwa brothers, as well as from all well-meaning lovers of freedom, for your words of support and encouragement. We, the indigenous people of Biafra, and the Directorate of State do condemn in its entirety the violation of Sunday Igboho's residence by the Nigerian security agencies and the killing that resulted in that violation. These are people who call themselves soldiers, but they cannot face ordinary bandits. They cannot face terrorists, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP. They have only strength in attacking civilians and destroying people's property. IPOB wish to tell our Oduduwa brothers that we stand firmly with them at this time that Igboho had also been attacked, and we are ready to assist in any manner they may require of us. The God of our ancestor Chukwu Kikabiama is in charge of this great family of the indigenous people of Biafra. And he is in total control of our march to freedom. It is therefore into his proactive and protective hand that I commit our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Chukwu Okike shall grant him victory over all our enemies and traducers. I will close with the words of Oyendu that Biafra is our identity and our religion, and Chukwu Kabiama is our creator, and to him alone we worship, and to him alone we ascribe all honor and glory. From here, I wish to say good night to all of you. And thank you, Mazi Jonathan Ando. At real_IPOB_DOS.
Biko gwa anyị otu isi fụ Nnamdi Kanu ụnyaahụ nakwa otu ọ dị mgbe ịfụrụ ya. ihe dị na-ekwu na nwere ọrụ ka ọ ga-esi wee dị mkpa, of course, you know. Onye abụ onye emere ihe dị iche iche na mba Kenya ka ha jidere ya taa ya afọ dị iche iche melụọ ya arụ o jichara n'ọgwụ ebe afọ maka na tupu ndị obodo a bịakpọrọ ya ejere chekigharị ya achọpụta na obi ya na sete obi na nwere nsogbu n'obi, so maka afọ tara ebe ahụ na ihe ndị ọzọ ibi na aka handcuff akụlị n'aka mere ya n'aka, so ebe a na-etriti ego onye ara eme ọfụma, so mana ha amacha ihe niile afọ, ha amacha ihe niile anọ, ha amacha onye ọbụla ihe na-adụ nkata akpalakpa ọ ka akpalakpa ejisi ekwe.
We are the people of the East. All right. My lines are officially open. Of course, you are welcome. You are at liberty to call me right now. It is +27740678412. Let me take it slowly. This is the WhatsApp line to call. +27740678412. +27740678412, and for the lifetime it is +27740678412, or you can call me on Skype. Radio Biafra SADEC. Radio Biafra SADEC. It is Radio Biafra, which is one word, Radio Biafra SADEC, and that is our Skype ID. So our lines are officially open, and then of course you are at liberty to call Radio Biafra this morning. So what are we talking about? We need to put more pressure on the international community. You know, one stupid thing that really get me so upset is this: you cannot be a student under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for all these years, and you are still sitting there looking for whom to tell you what to do. I mean, can you imagine? Looking for who will tell you what to do. You know, when you are learning apprenticeship under somebody, or when somebody is mentoring you, there are basic things that you learn from that mentorship. Now, if you don't know what to do, or nobody have told you what to do I need to tell you that you need to go on Twitter and begin to tweet and begin to go out there and tell the whole world what is happening? That is at least one basic thing you should have started doing the first day you heard that our leader has been abducted, than sitting there yapping, looking for who will tell you what to do or what not to do. There are things that are basic that you can do first. If you are in diaspora and you feel like you want to go to the British High Commission where you are to demonstrate, do you know there is one-man demonstration? Do you know that? Who told you that you need to be in thousands sometimes to go and do demonstration? No. You can go to in front of British High Commission. You know, when you are even one, it's even more eye-captivating. If people see you in groups, they might just ignore you and go sometimes. But when you are alone, an individual, and you're carrying a placard saying "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he was abducted," blah 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 blah, and you stand in front of British High Commission where you are, or in Kenya High Commission, Kenya, tell the world what you did with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People will look at you. They will drive and they stop. They will say, "Is this person okay? What's wrong with him?" You know, but at least they will stop to look at you and read what you are carrying. Even that embassy will even come out to look. What is happening? Who is this person in front of our embassy? Can't you do that alone? Do I need to tell you to go and do that? So why are you waiting for who to tell you what to do? Are you a baby? Are you drinking feeding bottle? Your leader, your president was abducted, and you're sitting there looking for who to tell you what to do. Our leader have told us time without time what we should do if we don't see him. And you have been under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for years. And now you are still talking there like a person, looking for whom to tell you. So these things, they get me infuriated. They get me upset. If you're not patient enough to wait for DOS to tell you what to do, then go and do the basic things. Very simple. There are basic things you can do. Unless sometimes our people are very trickish. He doesn't want to do anything. He wants to start by DOS. Why are you not telling us what to do? Why are you taking so long? But he doesn't want to do anything inside his heart. The reason why he's saying that thing is to cause trouble. He knows he wants to cause trouble. He doesn't want to do nothing. But if you are sincere, now are you telling me that, let's just say for thou's sake, DOS didn't tell you what to do. So are you going to sit down and watch our leader rot in jail because you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do? Do the little you can do as an individual. Do the little you can do as an individual to show. All right. Do the little you can do as an individual to show that you do there. Do you understand? If I ask you now, how many tweets have you tweeted since our leader has been incarcerated? These people who are yapping and opening their mouth, they have not tweeted maybe one. Maybe they have not even tweeted. Even though I could give myself gossip a man. I don't even know if you remember. You just sit there, you yap. My goodness me. All right. So I don't understand for the life of me all this nagging and nagging and yapping like Nishi maybe. Start something where you are. Do something on your own, and then wait for the instruction on what we should do as a group, as a unit, as a body. If you are so hardcore, you can't hold it on akwaga, do something or show me what you have done so far. Our leaders so much believe in tweet. Our leader told us that tweet and it does miracle. It does a lot of magic. How many tweets have you tweeted since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted? I'm asking you this morning. How many tweets have you tweeted? You want demonstration and you are in diaspora. Can't you go to any embassy, take a megaphone with your placard, hang it on your neck, and you start talking? They will come there to arrest you or maybe push you out and say you are doing illegal, whatever. It's good because you're causing a sin, right? Cause a sin. They can take you and put you in cell for maybe for a couple of hours. You have made a statement. Because even that embassy will want to come out and check. Why is this police fighting with this person outside the embassy? What is going on? And they will tell them he is carrying a placard says free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If they don't know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, then they will ask, do you understand my point? Some media will even come to take picture of you. You will be everywhere in the social media. That is how to start a revolution. That is how to start a statement. Not when you are sitting there and yapping like a woman. I am sick and tired of these lazy people who sit one place and start talking, causing trouble. Like they want to do something, but they don't want to do something for the reality purposes. I've been under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentorship, teaching for years, since 2015. It's a long time now. It's almost 6 years to 7 years. Do you understand? And I know what is expected of me. Without even anybody telling me what to do. I know what I'm supposed to do now. I know what I'm supposed to do. So don't tell me you don't know what is expected of you or what you... If you say you don't know what is expected of you, you are up to something. You are a suspect. That's what I'm telling you this morning. All right, we must continue with this Radio Biafra, SADEC. My sister... You man at this station, I so don't be scared. What would you like to say from what I've just said? Because I'm really sick and tired of people who pretend like they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they don't love him. They are happy that this happened, and they are busy. They're opening their mouth as if this and that. How can you love somebody? All you can do is to play a blame game. You are not doing anything concrete. In your own capacity. The Southern Rep of South Africa, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, there's a video he made, there's a video that went viral. It's not a video, I think it's a photo of him that went viral around 2017. Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, Southern African Rep, he lives in South Africa. There's a photo of him that went viral. Do you know why that photo went viral? Thousands of comments and watch, thousands. I will try and look for that picture of him. Do you know what happened there? He took a placard placard alone and went and stand on the roadside protesting about Biafra. One person alone. It was everywhere. Media of South Africa, it was everywhere. Just one person standing on the side of the road. I say, I'm going to look for that picture in my Facebook. It should be somewhere. It attracted attention because people want to see now we go on Ayara, but with deaf and dumb. You know that kind of a thing. But when they look now, they will see the message. They will begin to ask questions. Who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why was he abducted? Who abducted him? Then it will start going viral. Before you know it, it's happening. Are you telling me that if one person in every country around the world where IPOB is can go to the zoo embassy, can go to the British embassy, can go to the Kenyan embassy, alone, one person, and put a placard on their neck and write something there that is captivating, that they will not start a revolution, that they will not start a viral comment? You are waiting when we go as a group. When we hold hands like Din and Winnie, husband and wife, then that is when we are really doing something. Give me a break. All right, please make a comment and then I will take some call.
All right. What Mazi Ikechukwu just said now is the right thing to do. Yeah, because to be honest, I've been having the same thing in mind. You understand me, to do the same thing. Because what I suggest now is that apart from going to the British Embassy or High Commission, we need to go to Nigerian High Commission as well, then to Kenya, and I suggest that we go to United Nations, maybe house or building. Then we should also go, like now we're in South Africa. I think it's a good thing that we go to even South African embassy. Do you understand me? Do you have to go? Because I was suggesting before that if you can do this every day, like even if it's 1 to 2 hours every day, or at least once in a week, not just to do it once and forget about it. No, this is our leader, and not just a leader. This is I don't even know how to describe my Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who he is. Do you understand me? Because I've seen so many leaders in this world, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, you can't compare. I mean, he's incomparable, to be honest. So this is someone who, to be honest with you, we should all be on the street protesting for his release. Do you understand me? We shouldn't even stay this long. Because in my mind, when I came back that day, I heard it. I was saying the next day, let's go. I was telling people, let's go and protest. I was saying now, even now, let's go and protest for its release. Please, my people, this is what you have to do urgently. You have to do it. Please, we should not pretend. We should do this with all our hearts, please. Biafra is our future. Do you understand me? Nigeria has got nothing to write home about. So we have to do all we have to do, the right things, the needful, to make sure that our leader is released from detention. Please, my people, please.
Thank you very much, my dear. You know, people need to understand one thing about me, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. I don't give a damn. I said I don't give a damn who you are. If you don't want to listen to my show, you can go to hell. I don't care. I tell you how it is. Are you listening to me? I tell you how it is. I'm not here to please you. Because I see people writing rubbish on Facebook. I'm not here to please you. I will tell you how it is. I will tell you the truth, the whole truth. The truth is a bitter pill to swallow. If you cannot swallow that pill, you bugger off, for all I care. I'm sick and tired of people who don't do nothing. All they do is to cause trouble, to cause confusion in our midst, and we will not take that. If you love our leader more than me, show it. Stop talking like a child, like a woman, and do something. All right, I have a caller on WhatsApp. Mazi, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah, Mazi Ikechukwu, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. And Amaka, our sister, Dansuka, Ada Biafra land, we appreciate you.
It's
good
not
morning,
okay. Okay, now I was thinking about the other Dansuka. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's from Nsuka now.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
good morning,
Mazi,
sir.
thank you for coming up. Yeah, Mazi, let me appreciate our beloved leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kamala Prezuanya, and all his lieutenants. We appreciate all of them. Mazi, you're on point, my brother. What is going on now? That is why we are going to light up the world by night of this month, which is Friday, 4 days coming, and it's happening in Berlin.
You see now, Mazi, hold on. You see now, Mazi, you see now, hold on. You see, there is something happening in Venice on the night. But these gossipers, they don't even know. All they see there is yap and gossip. Which shows you they don't do nothing. They don't even go to Facebook to check what is going on.
No.
They will just open their mouth and start talking nonsense. And I'm sick and tired of that. Please go ahead, Mazi.
Mazi, it's not everything we expose, we talk on the air. There are a lot of work ongoing. And if you claim you're fanatical, you're a man of valor, you are radical, and you're in Europe, and you fail to show up in Berlin on that Friday, because I know that Mazi, European rep and deputy, and Mazi Collins, the national coordinator of Germany, they are putting a lot of things on the line, and it will be seen live how we equally be there equally. Mazi, we have to light up the world by going all the embassies, all these human rights, countries that have human rights, by grace of Elohim. Yes. I don't know their program, but I, for one, this is Australia, this is Canada, this is America, this is UK, and what have you. We have to do our thing, because the heat has to be on now more than ever before.
Mazi, let me ask you, sorry to interrupt, let me ask you, who organized that match you are talking about? Who organized it?
The leadership and the European rep in conjunction with the national coordinator, Germany. Of course, don't forget that the deputy HOD is in charge of coordinating.
Yes, you see why I'm asking you. You know why I'm asking you. You know why I'm asking you that. People know what to do and they are doing it. People know what to do and they are doing it. But some want to be fed like a baby and told what to do. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi, what we need this time now is just a cohesion, and which the leadership are putting in place. We have to be more coordinated now, and we equally ask the coordinators from secretary demand, if you are coordinator, if you are zonal coordinator, if you are national coordinator, communicate to your people adequately, leave your lines open, give people adequate information on what is happening so that don't go astray. We have aged mothers, aged brothers, aged fathers in Biafra land. People need to be given the correct information. Forget everything that you are seeing in Facebook. There are fake, many fake of them. But we are not this why we are not ignoring that.
Absolutely.
Some of them are not real, they are real, but our people have to be concentrated and focus on the ball now. What Mazi Onyendo has done everything. Most time he will call you, Mazi Ikechukwu, put it MP. Everything that is playing now, Onyendo has done the whole work. What we do, anyone will bring a piece, so we work on it. They work on it. You understand? Onyendo has said it, because the Biafra land had never been captured before. Nobody supplies or nobody gives us ammunition. We produce what we use to defend our land in our land. People should know that we are not joking, and this is the end of the road for the zoo. Amen. And Mazi, this reminds me, please, our people in Mpo, we know that the enemies, the fallen angels, are doing everything they go, because some people are calling, they saw them, they are advising people to go and listen to that. They are useless to human radio. Please, if your radio is transmitting, especially in Mpo, people from Mpo should call. Let us see what is happening there. We are getting some news that our radio is playing human rights. Please tune in, search, and get our own. Please, this information is very, very important. And around that, I'm hearing that your community radio is not talking. We need to confirm as a matter of urgency.
What is not talking, Mazi?
It's not.
Which one is that? The community radio.
Yeah, we want to confirm it. And we are hearing that our radio in Mpo is playing. If Madam Uzako can call me, I forgot her, I lost her number, let us confirm. Because we are hearing it's playing human rights radio, which is impossible. At this time, this is not possible. Let's see what happens so we can amend it immediately.
All right.
Please. People should tune to Biafra, our own app. Please, don't go to human rights. Don't tune to human rights. These are the fallen angels.
Animal rights. Also human rights. Yes, animal rights. All right, Mazi.
So,
thank you very much.
We appreciate all of you. If you are around Europe, make sure you go to Berlin and show solidarity and show your anger and follow your people and do the needful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. And let those who want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come and carry them and change their pampers, wait for them. Wait for him. He's coming to change their pampers. All right, I've got somebody else on WhatsApp. Let me see if I can get through to that. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. I have somebody. Can you hear me, caller on WhatsApp? All right, I don't know if my sister can hear me. Can you hear me, caller on WhatsApp? All right, I am not sure. All right, let me see what I need to do. Unfortunately, my sister cannot hear me, but let me see if I can get you on this line. Very, very important. Let me see if I can get you on this line. Very, very important. All right, we must continue. It is still Radio Biafra SADEC. I still want, and I'm still looking for people who will go one-man show, one-man riot, to go and do a protest, one-man riot. I'm talking about those in diaspora. Of course, we know how the zoo is, how Biafra land is, and we don't want to get our people into trouble. But if you are in diaspora and you really, really love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, don't tell me you are waiting for anybody, for anything. Carry your placard around your neck. Take a megaphone. Go to the zoo embassy. When you finish there, you go to British embassy. When you finish there, you go to Kenya embassy. One man show, one man riot, and see if you will not go viral. Instead of talking, and see if you will not go viral. Yes. If your photo will not be all over the Facebook, all over social media, unless you are afraid, you don't really mean what you are saying. But if you mean what you are saying, lead by example, and other people will follow. All right, caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Good morning, Mazi Nnamdi.
Wanda, how are you doing? Welcome to the program.
Good morning. I was hearing you on the other line, but you weren't hearing me.
It is well.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, Mazi Nnamdi, yeah, you know, let me tell you, forget these people. Forget people that are talking. You know, since that time this thing happened, we have going to UK number 10 Downing Street every day. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, except Sundays. Okay. So when I speak to you now, I will dress up. We are going to 10 number 10, and they are finding it hot. Amen. At 10.
Absolutely. 10 and people are sitting here telling me they are waiting for, I don't know, Christmas. Go ahead, please.
I'm telling you, don't mind those people having this blaming culture, talking nonsense, trying to cause more confusion instead of creating a positive impact. This is time to show your own whatever you can do. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will call you to do something. But we in the UK, we are going to number 10 Downing Street every day except Sundays. Can you imagine? Every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And anytime we go there, you see police, you see here everybody, some people stopping, asking questions.
That is
some people trying to encourage us, continue pushing on. And the police people asking questions because some of them have not heard, they don't know what is going on, and they want to know. And the evangelism continue going on. So what I'm trying to tell you, people are doing something. Stop hearing here. Stop listening to all these stupid people in the internet, blaming this one, blaming that one. They betray. It's not the time to know who betray and who don't betray. What we are going to do now, how to bring our leader out from that stupid dungeon of DSS. That is the most important thing. How are we going to keep him alive? What is British authority doing about their citizen? Because it's important for them to prove that our citizenship is not in vain. Are you getting what I said? This is a time to test what they can do. This is a time, which means if a British citizen can take over in a country, which means we are not safe. Are you getting what I'm saying? We are not safe because they're supposed to look for their citizen. Kenya has to ask a question. That's why we are going to 10 Downing Street, disturbing them every day. Every day, I'm telling you. You know, sometimes you see them, they will just carry the armed policemen because for them to have an armed policeman to come out to tell you that it's not a small protest. We are giving them hell.
Absolutely.
The other day, they tried to remove, a card, a photo card of these children. You know, the children they killed.
Yes.
They say no, it's against international community.
But who killed the children? They are the ones who killed the children.
So when they saw it, it's just like an eyesore. And come and see everybody just try to fight them. Why are you removing the card? You are talking about the card. You are talking about the photo. This is what we are seeing in our country every day. Are you getting what I'm saying? So they are finding it hot. So don't mind people that say people are not doing anything. People are doing this. They are the people that don't want to do anything.
Lazy people to the core.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't tell you that this situation or this whatever is going to be easy. There wasn't a time. But the problem is that if one of us sold him out, that is fine. We don't care. The appropriate time, we understand that one. But there wasn't a time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling you, or if you are listening to him, he was telling you that the progress of Biafra land is going to be milk and honey. No, that wasn't what he was preaching, because the people we are dealing with, they are really very terrible people. And that's why he said that the coming of Biafra will be the last miracle on earth. And people were telling him, oh, stop saying it. Because he has understood where he was going and what is going to happen. Because he knows the people that we are going to get this thing from their hand. And at the end of the day, Biafra will come. And then Nnamdi Kanu is not going to die. That is my own decision. He's going to go into Biafra land with us. And now he's suffering. Yes, he knows. I think he knows, because he's a leader. And in the face of the death, he will still be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He'll be giving them a terror in that prison, which I know. So let everybody, as I normally said, in any platform I'm putting my writing, do whatever you can do in your own way and stop this your stupid blaming culture, please. That is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you very much,
do
my dear.
whatever you can do in your own little way. Stop blaming culture. Stop. It cannot help us. What it's going to do is to push us backwards and cause more confusion in this greater this IPOB family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear sister Ndewo Chineke. Thank you very much for that. And this is what we are talking about. Do what you got to do on your own. Together. You got to be doing something for goodness sake. You got to be doing something for goodness sake. When you are complaining, trust me, you're a lazy person. You don't even know what to do. You don't even want to do nothing. Because for the life of me, I've been a fool of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm reiterating what I've just said for long now, to know exactly what I need to do at a particular time, at a given time. There are things I do on my own as an individual, in my own capacity. I can do it. Nobody will blame me why I do it. It's me. If I get caught, it's me. It's not IPOB, it's me. In case you don't know that you have the right to do anything as an individual on your own, on your name, Nishigi. Do you understand? There are things we do together as IPOB, things we do in unity. Anything we do together as IPOB, the order must come from above. But when it comes to what you will do as an individual on your own, you don't need anybody to tell you. You just go and do it. Because you're doing it for yourself. You have the right to do it. So quit complaining, quit yapping, quit nagging. Get up and do something. All right, caller on Skype. Can you hear me? Call on Skype. It's going to be a very quick program this morning.
Mazi, thank you for picking my call.
Ndewo Chineke, please go ahead.
Mazi, am I coming out clear?
Loud and clear, Mazi, loud and clear.
Yeah, Mazi, I begin to get worried. This time I said, what have I done that maybe you have forgotten me again today? Mazi, it's your brother Mazi Akas.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Ndewo Chineke, please go ahead.
Yes, I know. Yeah. thank you, my brother, for picking my call. I want to use this opportunity to thank you, all Biafrans all over the world, for your effort and what we've been doing since these mad people trying to, kidnap our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And they are not getting it easy. The truth is that, Mazi, let me be honest with you. This Radio Biafra want to lay blame on somebody or want to say they are not doing it like this. Mazi, please cut that person off. They are just coming here to distract the attention. These are the enemies. Anybody that have been in this struggle or anybody that have been a listener of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't need anybody to tell him what to do. You begin to do something when you hear that your leader has been kidnapped, or when you hear that this man that have been a man that volunteered himself to speak for people, to speak for those who have no voice. This man has been kidnapped from Kenya. People are still saying that this or that. Please, anybody that will come to this station to talk rubbish, please call that person off. This time is not a time for joke. Mazi, here in Austria, we are marching. We are marching here very soon. We cannot fold our hands to allow these animals, to allow these criminals that adopted our leader in Kenya to rest, most especially the British and Kenya people to rise up now to begin to speak that what the silence of their government, is going to affect them, because if anything, God forbid, if an inch happens to leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the world will know that we are not joking, that we are fanatical about Biafra. People should stand up and begin to do the needful, not to come here to begin to talk daggers. This is not the time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done it all. This man has started preaching since 2012 till today. What else do we want this man to tell us? Here in IPOB, we have chain and command. We have the way, the rules and regulation, the way we do things.
All right.
We wait for the complaint. When they give us order to go, we go. Anything they ask us to destroy, we destroy.
Mazi.
We don't care.
Mazi.
All we ask here, Mazi, please, my brother. Yeah, my brother.
All right, please summarize for me. Summarize for me. Mazi comes.
Please, I beg you, my brother. When we come in this radio, it is our platform. We have to end our voice. We have to say the way we feel. Since I heard this is 1 week now, I'm sick. I can't eat.
Yes, Mazi.
Somebody will come here and be talking rubbish in this radio, that. If you don't know what to do, don't call this radio. Mazi, thank you so much for picking my call. Here in Austria, we are marching, and I want to use the opportunity to ask all of us of freedom here in Austria. Those who love Mazi Nnamdi, those who love this freedom we are fighting, both you or Duduwa, both our brothers in Amazonia, it is an opportunity. We are marching here on 15th and 26th of this month. Please come and join us.
All right.
Here in Vienna.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you very much. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that you people are doing something, that you are about to do something. That is the news I like to hear. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for that call, and we welcome that. See, we need to hear that people are doing something. That is very, very important. Don't come here and ask us how or where or when. Tell us what you want to do and what you are doing. Do you understand? As we are waiting for press release, general directives, or whatever the case may be, you gotta be doing something. Don't say, I'm not doing something because I'm waiting. Waiting for who? Waiting for what? Because there are things you can do. Small things you can do that makes a lot of difference. You're not waiting for DOS to tell you to go and tweet. You know you have to tweet. You are not waiting for DOS to tell you to go and do protests. You know you can do protests. Do you understand? You have to start doing something while you wait for that general directives. Then you can now join in. I mean, look at the people in London. Are they not doing protests? They go to Downing Street every day. The DOS tell them to go to Downing Street. Berlin is happening. Did anybody tell them, DOS tell them to go and do it? Austria, the brother just finished calling now. they are going to do something on the 26th. The DOS tell them to do it. So sometimes we need to use our initiatives and do things that we can do that is within our reach while we wait for that general instruction. Let's not use this people now because you are so lazy you can't do anything. You're looking for excuses. You're waiting for this, you're waiting for that. I don't buy it for 1 inch. All right. Let me see. Do I have a caller on WhatsApp? Caller on WhatsApp. I have 2 lines here. I don't know if the other line is working. It doesn't look like, because this person, I'm really experiencing problems with this, but let me try something else. I will come to you, Mazi Simon from Spain. Let me see if I can get this call. Then I'll come to you. Caller on WhatsApp once again, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
It's not on WhatsApp. But on what?
Yes, you are calling on the WhatsApp line. I know. Yes, you're on the WhatsApp line. That's why I keep saying WhatsApp.
Okay, sorry.
Please go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, Ikechukwu Onuoha.
Good morning, brother. Please go ahead.
South Africa.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the contribution I want to make this morning is that people should stop coming on air or any platform saying that nothing is happening. The DOS is not doing this, they're not doing that. They must know that the DOS cannot act under emotion. They cannot act based on emotion. That we are feeling hurt that our leader is arrested. Then the leadership, they cannot act based on that emotion. They will act based on they will be informed. They will gather all the necessary information they need to gather. Then it will inform on the direction of the action they are going to take. So people must understand that is what is called leadership. You know, leadership cannot come, even if it's our leader that is outside and somebody very high in IPOB was arrested. He will not come immediately and say go, and he will wait and gather the information. Then you will know the line of action, the kind of action that will be taken, that will be very, very measured to the situation at hand. So this is what is called leadership. People at the DOS, they did what they're supposed to do. And remember, our leader is not dead. He's just incarcerated. And they know, the DOS know that the lawyer are going to meet our leader. And they know that as soon as the lawyer meets our leader must surely pass directive for them on the line of action to take. So people must understand that. You know, as you are saying now, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, that if you know what you're going to do, be doing it. Then you wait for the leadership to do something. Don't come outside and start castigating them. They don't do this, they don't do that. They are not you. They are leadership. They are leading. You know, they have to lead. They don't have to come and do things based on how you feel. They have to do things based on the information they have gathered and the action they are going to take. That is how it's supposed to be. Even America, they come and bomb America today. America cannot just come and start bombing everywhere immediately. They have to gather, know the information. They will know the appropriate action to take. That is how it's done. You know, so they did the right thing. They are doing the right thing they're supposed to do. You know, so I believe people should calm down. People should not act based on their emotion and start castigating the leadership. They are doing the things they're supposed to do. Actually, if they come out the same day this thing happened and say, hey, do this, everybody must fool in the street, then that means they are being irresponsible. So they are being responsible leaders by waiting to gather all the whole information, and they will give directive on what to do. So people must calm down and stop selling ourselves outside, you know, because they know what they are doing. That's why you can't tell me that our leader does not trust the leadership and put them there. So people must just know the kind of the way they talk and the way they castigate this great movement. It's not right. IPOB is a machine that is moving. IPOB has its own way of spitting out people that are sabotaging the movement. People should go back and do research and know the kind of organization they belong in. The IPOB himself, the mechanism there, has a way of spitting out saboteurs. So people should not come and be saying this, to pointing fingers. Let the leadership come and say, this is what happened. Then everybody must keep quiet and do what you're supposed to do. Let them take the decision. Let them cool down and strategize and know what they're going to do. You know?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And we welcome that wholeheartedly. Of course, that is what I am talking about. Here on Facebook, Chidozie Nkwemeka, you were asking a question. You're saying that you are in Kenya and you ask if you should do anything since you are in Kenya. Chidozie, it is very simple. It is very simple to do something. You can go in front of their embassy and do what? Protest, so that they can get the message. It's a peaceful protest, you know. Even you alone can put something around your neck, as long as you know that you are legal in that country, that your documents are in orders. You can just go in front of their embassy there. Even the zoo embassy also in Kenya, you go there and make a statement by protesting in front of that place. That is very simple thing to do. It is a lawful and peaceful protest, and nobody can do you anything because of that. And that is what you can do. All right, it is Radio Biafra, SADEC, and then we are taking your call. Let me take this one more call, and I will get my sister to say something. We are almost summarizing this morning with our program. Mazi, call on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Mazi Simon. Mazi Simon, are you still there? All right. Mazi Simon, can you hear me?
WhatsApp.
No, not on Skype. I mean on WhatsApp. I will come to you, caller, on Skype. All right. Let me get this right. I'm having issues with some of this connection, and let's see if you can hear me now. Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi Simon.
I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Mazi.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Well, I'm on the road. Maybe there will be some kind of cloud. Anyway, fellow Biafra fans, my name is Simon. I'm calling from America. The situation we have on our hand now is by standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and do anything we can do to bring him out. I know this time, let me say it properly, I'm not too panicked, Mazi Ikechukwu. You understand what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not panicking this arrest and whatever.
I hear you.
Because what I take it is, it's our opportunity. It's things that bring us closer to Biafra. Those say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not doing this, he's not doing that, he's in hotel, living, it has happened again. Let us see what we can do. It is a challenge to every one of you yapping in the Facebook, talking all kind of trash. Are you a threat to Nigerian government? Of course not, you're not. You're a stooge. Mazi, but let me say something here, the worst thing that happened to British government, that people like us, we are still alive, and anything that is happening, we are keeping a record because we have been here for long. A lot of things are happening. There is a case study because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, and they violated his rights. They trample on his rights, treat him all kind of inhumane treatment that is not meant for British citizens. After that, they deport him in a country that they know that they face persecution and all manner of inhuman treatment meted on him. But there is a case study. I want IPOB leadership lawyer, legal teams, and our attorney to pay attention. This happened in Afghanistan in 2001 after the invasion of USA in Afghanistan. There is a man, he's a Pakistan decent. He has British passport, living in Afghanistan, doing one or two things. But during the time of raiding, in any phase they see the capture, the guy was captured and sent to Guantanamo Bay. There was an inquiry. This case is a well-known case in British government in Britain there. So what I'm saying this for our lawyers to pay attention. You know, Mazi Ikechukwu, you're a legal practitioner. Let me see, call it practitioner, because you know some of the things I'm talking about. Why I say
Mazi is still there.
that the zoo have shoot themselves. That Obama is there. Obama is there. Don't forget that Obama is a jihadist. And Kenya, he has a role to play there.
Mazi, your line is breaking up. Your line is breaking up.
We should face these people the way they work in their law. We can't just keep quiet. I know that there's a lot of things in pipeline. One man show is very nice because I did it in 2014 in Amsterdam. Even says the zoo government wanted Dutch government to charge me for hosting it.
All right, Mazi. Mazi, summarize for me. Summarize, let's leave it there.
You said it. Mazi Ikechukwu, let me round it up by, you know, when things happen like this, I take it as an advantage. You remember the dream I told you last week about the rainfall? You remember?
Mazi, your line is bad, maybe because you are driving. Your line is very bad, maybe because you are driving.
I am driving. Well, let me leave it here because
all right. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Well, fellow Biafrans,
all right, Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you very much. The line is very bad. We can barely hear you. Caller on Skype. Mazi, can you hear me? Caller on Skype.
Mazi Ikechukwu
Onuoha
from here.
Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Lovers of freedom, good morning all over the world. My name is Pastor Jack, calling from my location. Mazi, I want to appreciate you, first of all, this morning.
Thank you
I
very
want to appreciate Biafra for the doggedness and everything. Let me go straight to the point. A good thing this morning, Mazi, you are of the opinion that our people should, at least in their respective domain or country, start doing something while waiting for a directive from the DOS. You see, that is very, very important. And some of our brothers that are calling, who are trying to scold our people, who are having outbursts on our platform, they should please stop that. I know everybody is entitled to his opinion. At this point in time, we should be united, yes, but at the same time, what needs to be done should be done. That is just the truth. Whatever that is worth doing well. So when people come here and say they want to take action, that is because of the love they have for our leader. And there's no other person they would direct any of their concern to, apart from the Directorate of State. It is expected. If our leader is not here, they are the next people in command to take charge, and that is why when our people want to talk to them, they will direct their concern to them. So do not come here and say our people are freaking, our people are panicking. Yes, our people are in the mood. They need to panic. They need to show concern. Don't do it. That means they don't love our leader. So let those people calling here and scolding those who are calling for directives to be given. They should stop that. You are entitled to your opinion. They are entitled to their own. Biafra, we are not dividing this family. That is the first thing. And Biafra is for everybody. Biafra is not for individual. We will follow protocol, but then you will hold your leaders accountable. More especially when things that ought to be done are not being done. You hold you accountable. We don't. The time is due for us to do what we have to do, and that is why they are calling the people who are responsible or who should take charge.
Pastor,
and believe you me, Biafrans will.
Pastor Jack.
Biafrans will take.
Pastor Jack.
Action.
Pastor Jack. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You see, my reservations and my concern is this, because what you're saying is in order. I mean, there is freedom of expression, and that should be given to the people. It is a, alienable right for people to express themselves. But you see, in this struggle we are, and in what we are doing, we need to also be extra careful. because there is what you call infiltration as well. You must not lose sight on that. Now, listen to this. You and me, Pastor Jack, when this thing happened, when this news broke, we were all devastated. We were angry, you know, and which is understandable. And now, but now, see, Pastor Jack, after a day or 2 or 3, you realize that your anger will start doing what? Subsiding. What you'll be doing now is to think, what next? What do I do? Do you understand what I'm saying? And as an IPOB, bona fide IPOB member, what you will basically do, as an IPOB member, what you will basically do is to organize yourself where you are. Even if you have question or reservation, you know how to go about it. But you find out that there are people who are not even our members. They found this as a golden opportunity to come out and to do what? Provoke others by asking some question. Even though that question is the right question, but they have a bad motive and bad intention of asking it. This is where we need to be very, very careful. Do you understand? Because no IPOB member will come on air. Mazi, just listen to me because I'm saying something. Maybe after I finish, you can now respond. Now, no IPOB member will come on air and begin to continue with the same rhetoric issue of not doing something, tell us what to do, blah, 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 blah. You know that. They might have done it initially because we know everybody's boiling. But at this stage now, people are beginning to marshal out plans, what they can do as an individual. And they know that coming on air to talk about it, I mean, DOS is not on air. The whole world is on air. Do you understand my point? We have families, IPOB families, where you can channel your concern and issue. You have a coordinator. You have a national coordinator. All these things. So coming on air most of the time, then you are up to something. You are no longer now concerned about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because if you're concerned about him, you know how to go about this thing. Like you said, we need unity. We need to put together. Coming on air to come and say those things are not unity. Because remember, there are people who are so, lily-livered, who will hear what you are saying and jump and start. Before you know it, there is commotion in their house. And that is not what we need. So I want you to understand, what you are saying has two sides of it. In as much as you are saying that, we need to be very careful so that we are not giving the wrong people the platform to vent a wrong concern. That's all I wanted to say. Please go ahead and summarize for me. Pastor Jack, are you still there?
Okay, thank you. Just like you spoke well. Most of the things I'm going to say, I'm going to say them in Igbo. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening. Summarize for me. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Pastor Jack. I'm listening to you. Unless you're not hearing me anymore.
Okay. Let me summarize. Yes. Yeah. What? Okay, I'm hearing. What you just said is right. But nature abhors vacuum. If you don't want those things to come on, make sure you don't create a vacuum. Yes, I was saying on Ofe. Before I get putana, for instance, before more pota kuwoku, mo only also pota, not a family kuwoku. Again, maybe you were national, a national coordinator or within the family. Wabone webe entire message or clear or take procedure me. Go on away guarding the state of confusion, and go on away give other members. Give me when be using Nabia. When you're like I didn't decide. So I can do kuna nature. They have so I create that space. Okay, breathe in some things. Therefore, I have close so that those vacuum. So thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much. I welcome that. There is what you call constructive arguments. There's what you call constructive, discussion, and that is what me and Pastor Jack is having. You give me your view, I give you my own view. I agree with him. Nature abhors vacuum, but I don't see any vacuum. That's another thing. I don't see any other vacuum. Because when you will say there is vacuum, is when a president is indisposable. And then there is nobody to do what? Or run the affairs of the organization. But in this situation, we have our DOS. We have a HOD, who is Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, So there is no vacuum. That's number one. Number two is this. If you're a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you need to understand that what we are doing is different from a normal organization, social club, meeting no man. This is freedom fighting. And there are things our leader has taught us all these years. Because if you are a true staunch follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will not expect anything less from you than knowing what to do at a particular given time. Do you understand? So I asked our sister a question this morning, which she answered. I said to her, if you come back from market and heard that your neighbor called a police on your son and your son is in jail, what do? Do you first go to your neighbor and start fighting with her to find out why she called the police for your child? Or should you quickly run to the police station to bail out your son? Which will you do first? She said no, she will quickly run to the police station to go and take care of the business. Bring her son out. When she comes back from the police station, she can now go and do what? Face her neighbor. Now, in case for those who doesn't know what they're supposed to do or what our leader has taught us all these years, he said to us, when things are like this, do something. If you cannot do it as a group, do it on your own as a what? An individual. Now, I'm not asking you to go and do anything violent or whatever at this stage. All I'm asking is, there is one man squad. You can protest alone as an individual. You can tweet. These are where you have to start first. It's the basic. When you start from there, then you can do what? Complain and say, I've been tweeting for 3 months now, and you guys are not telling me what to do. What is going on? Do you understand? But now, you are not tweeting. You are not protesting as an individual. Probably there's nothing you are doing. But you are sitting here looking for whom to tell you what you must do. I think it's wrong. It is not the IPOB I know. It is not what our leader taught us. So, I still stand where I'm standing. Any IPOB member who will come on air and say he's waiting for somebody to tell him what he's doing, dear. Dear. Because if you don't know what to do as an IPOB member, you know what you will do. You have a coordinator, right? You have a national coordinator. You have your fellow IPOB members. You can sit around with them and talk and find out from them, what can we do? But when you come on air to talk about what can we do so that the whole world can hear you, and I'm saying it with all boldness and with all assurity, because it cannot be that you come on air washing our dirty laundry and you expect me to keep quiet and listen to that your cock and bull story. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. I ask you a question. The people in London who are going to Downing Street every day, who told them to go there? I'm asking you because you are still waiting for DOS to tell you what to do. But people are going to Downing Street every day. So my question to you is, who told them to go there? Are they not IPOB members like you? Why are they going there? The people who are going to protest in Berlin on I've forgotten the date. Who asked them to do it? On the 9th. Who told them to do it? Are they not IPOB like you? The people from Austria who are going to protest on the 26th, right? My question to you is, what is the difference between you and those guys who are in Austria? Are they not IPOB members like you? Let us stop what this. It will not help us and it won't take us anywhere. I still believe there are people who might not know what to do. Not everybody will know what to do. I do believe that. But like I said, don't come on air and ask us or tell us you're waiting for. No. Do it in your IPOB family. Unless you are not one of us. Unless you are infiltrating this family. Unless you have been sent as an agent of confusion in this IPOB. But it will not work for you. That I can assure you. All right. I think I have one more call to take. Or two. I think two calls. And then we will call it a day. What a show it has been. Sometimes we'll fight. Sometimes we'll laugh. That is what it's all about. I cannot keep quiet when I see something is not right. That is not me, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha. You can hate me for it. I don't care. You can love me for it. That's entirely your business. Like I said, I will say it the way it is. I am trained by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who don't take nonsense. He will tell you the way it is. You can hate him. You can like him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have almost millions of people who hate him, and he have billions who love him. That is life. People cannot love you. If people love you all around, then there's a problem. Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. I don't want to be loved. Love me for what? The good man, yo. All right, let's see. I have a caller. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Not Pastor Chris. I think I have another caller on the other side of WhatsApp. I don't know what is going on with this line. Honestly, there is an issue here. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? They cannot hear me. They cannot hear me. Can you hear me, caller on WhatsApp? All right. Unfortunately, let me see if I can do this, because this person, Pastor Chris, please hold on there. Hold on. I will come to you. Let me take this one, and then you will be the last, and then we'll call it a day. Let me see if this will work. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi Ikechukwu.
All right, Mazi, good morning.
Yes,
and welcome to the program. Please go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Mazi.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon to Biafrans around the world. Yeah, I'm trying to say this morning is for our Biafrans around the world who handle some of the media that explanation for what's happened or what did not happen. I think this time around, this is not what we're thinking right now. What we should be doing right now is trying to gather ourselves to form a protest in our various zones as an AQB member. This is what we should be doing. And for us to come in on media, start shouting, need explanation from barrister or any other person, those explanations will come, but I don't think this is the time for that, for us to start saying it. My name is Mazi Ikechukwu. I'm calling from Netherlands, and I'm one of the executive member of IPOB here in Netherlands. And I wanted to inform our fellow IPOB here in Netherlands that we are going to have our meeting on upcoming Sunday regarding this issue and how we're going to move on. Because of this time around, we need to do something. We have been doing it before. So this is not the first time. What's happening right now is something, it's not something that we call ourselves IPOB, we say we not expect it. It's what we expected will happen, and as it happens, we have to show ourselves that we prepare for that. As London is going on, Germany is coming, other countries is coming, so also we here in Netherlands also is preparing to move on, to go and let the Nigerian government or British government or Kenya government to let them know regarding our leader is incarceration. And that's the reason why we are calling other parts of the world to rise up. Most especially our brothers and sisters who are residents here in Netherlands. We are going to hold an emergency meeting upcoming Sunday regarding this issue. Get ready. This is the time. There's another time. If anybody expecting that Biafra will come or our referendum will come in the peace on that, no, that is lie. This is the time. This is how you're going to come. Because there's nothing come easy. Our leader has let us know 2012 when he said that we are not going to get Biafra by drinking a cup of tea. That it's going to be by force as he is right now, and he has sacrificed himself towards this issue. That is why we have to show our support. Please, my fellow comrades around the Holland, the part of the world, rise up. This is the time.
Thank you very much.
Let's do it again. What's going to happen again? Let's do it again. We cannot say this is the last or this is best. No. Best has happened. It doesn't happen. This is the check. We also expect more. If it doesn't happen to our leader, it's going to happen to any other officer. Because the reason why this is happening in Nigeria today, because of it, it happened for the first person, other people quiet. Then it happens for some person. If the people of the Oduduwa and the Ariwa or the Middle Belt rise up and speak the same way we are speaking since 2012 when they were choosing our leader, by now they will not have God to go to Sunday to the land. Because of the other fire, it says Biafra. Now they start going
region by region. From region by region, is going by state, or state by state. He's going to house by house. But from house to house, you get those who think that will not get them. Let's forget about argument. This is not time for argument. This is time to move on. To do this needful. Which is to torture them all, whenever we get them. If it's the embassy, if it's in their on street department, let's go. I'm not going to, you have to know, in fact, if I ask people, you have to know. You have to move on whenever we see them. To let them know what they do is not good and let them leave our leader alone. Because it's not God. And we also the will follower also too.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, any day. We're not going back. It's only 6 feet can take us back. So far we still remain alive, we are going on. Let them watch and see.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Well spoken. And these are the things I like to hear. Don't come here and tell me you want to know what you will do or whatever. Tell me what you are planning to do. So, I keep asking this question. My dear sister, maybe just give me your voice briefly. So let's assume nobody told us what to do. So we're going to wait, fold our hands, and wait for our leader to rot in jail if nobody tells you what to do. That is why that question is so disingenuous for you to say you are waiting to be told. Because common sense tells you that you can do something. It's as simple as that. It's not the first time our leader has been arrested. You know that when he was arrested, that was an arrest. We know this one is different. But that first time our leader was arrested, people did stuff. Our leader was not here. Do you understand? So now and again it happened and you don't know what to do. Suddenly you don't know what to do and you're waiting for somebody to tell you. It's so disingenuous. It's so disingenuous. I think just like our brother have said, we need to continue. We need to move on. We need to do the little we can do, of course, to create awareness. Because at the end of the day, this is all about awareness, to know what is happening. Because when we create awareness, of course, the pressure will be, up there to those people who are supposed to do the needful, and that is to release our leader. I'm talking about the zoo government, the Kenya government, to come clean and tell the whole world the evil they have perpetrated in conjunction with the Nigerian government. Please, 1 or 2 more words. Go ahead.
Okay, Biafrans, I think this is the right time for us to do what you need to do by protesting to create awareness of what is happening to our leader so that something will be done for him to be released. Please, please, and please, let's do it now. If it's one person, fine. If it's going to be in group, fine. If we have to call ourselves up and say, let's gather together and move on. Let's move on and go to the various high commission in the country where you are, or the embassy where you are. Let's move there. Let's go there and protest. Like I said, if you can do it every day, fantastic. If you can do it once in a week, fantastic. But we don't need to just do once and stop. It's a continuous process. So you have to do it steady, constantly, so that we'll be able to get what you want, without it being delayed.
All right.
And like I suggested before, I said it's good that we go to British High Commission because he's a British citizen. Then Nigerian High Commission, Kenya High Commission, United Nations would be ideal. I would like to go there to United Nations because you know what they stand for in this world. Then to the country where you are, if you can go to the government house or the country where you live, that'll be good as well. So we have to keep doing this until something happens, until our leader is being released. Please, let's do it wholeheartedly. Please, let's do it. Let's come out and do it. It's very, very important. I urge you.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. At the end of the day, it comes down to doing something. That's what people who are alive do. They do something. Only a dead person does not do anything. But as long as you have the breath in you, you must do something. The least you can do is to go on Twitter and begin to tweet and tag many people. Tag the Kenya High Commission, tag the zoo, tag Britain, tag America, tag United Nations, tag Amnesty International,
Yes.
at ICC, International Criminal Court. In all those bodies, human rights, you tag them. That is the least you can do. And that is doing something, you know. Then if you want to do a one-man riot, one-man squad, you know, I really love to see people doing that actually. Individual one-man show. You go to an embassy, you know, you have your placard, you have your horn speaker, you know, like those people who do morning cry in the zoo. You go there, you are screaming, telling them, release our leader. They will come to maybe pull you away, which is the best. Because when they're busy pulling you away, people are watching, asking, what did this person do? It will cause a commotion. Everybody will be watching. What is going on here? That is how you do what? Create awareness. That is how you attract people's eyes on you. I would like to see that happening. One-man riot. I would like to, next time I come on air, you come here and tell me, Mazi Ikechukwu, I went to this embassy the other day, alone, only me. You take a picture, you post it everywhere. On our bottom. So let's create the atmosphere. Let's start doing that thing that you expect people to tell you to do. Do it yourself, and then we will see results. All right. Let me take this last call. And this is, I don't know, this call is muted. Pastor Chris, your call is muted. Your call is muted, and I don't know how we are supposed to talk if your call is muted. You need to unmute your call. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead, Mazi. Good morning.
Yes, Mazi. Yeah, Mazi, barrister, lawyer, doctor, the mouthpiece.
Mazi, I am not in the mood of. I am not in the mood. I am not in the mood of multiple titles this morning. You can give me one. I will take it gladly. Please go ahead.
Even you okay? Okay. Now, in your next program edition, you will tell us why do we Biafrans eat food when we go to a burial ground or where people where somebody die. So at least somebody must be a kind of put some smile in his face, no matter the condition, so that
do you know, Pastor Chris? Since you have said, that,
what I want to say right now,
Pastor Chris, since you have, you know, when I was growing up, I don't eat where people die. I find it absurd. You know, I don't know. You know, as a child, it feels somehow. I don't really do that, but well, fortunately, unfortunately, that's the way it is done. Yeah. But I don't really eat where people die. You know. Go ahead, please. Pastor.
Even as I'm talking to you right now, I won't tell you what I'm doing because of the cost of this very thing, but it's costing me a lot of things and a lot of pains, you know, and that is what I know how to do best. So what am I trying to say right now is that number one is that we should make sure that every of our radio stations, I think you know this very angle that I'm trying to say right now, all our radio stations in Biafra land, especially Aba, Iguacha, and the Anambra, including Ebonyi, Deltas, them, please, I'm begging. This is not time to start telling us that we are working on it and we sit on it. Nigeria has been sitting upon many discussions without any good deliberation or results on it. Let the people that is sitting on it right now look into it, because when you look into something, you see the fault and you repair it. Let them just fix this radio right now, because we need to get to our people right now. That is the time we need them most. Because as we are talking about going to the streets or doing something, another one-man squad or whatever, we should be very kind of strategic on it, systematically and security-wise, because these people created henchmen in a time like this. They created Boko Haram in a time like this. They created Mieti Allah in a time like this. That if they don't get you through their uniform men, they will get you through their men on the road and corner you into the bush. So it is kind of our people should kind of get more educated or enlightened through our radio stations. let's put our radio stations, the ones we have, I'm not talking about new ones, the ones we have, let's put it in check. So what we are going to do, what we are saying or what the information we are passing will get through to the hook and cranny of every Biafran, because my brother, is a critical time. Seriously, critical time. Finally, what I want to say is that I've seen so many videos on YouTube. Those of some people that are not IPOB members. People should be very, very careful of what they listen or what they watch on social media now. Many of them are not members, but they are very good in analyzing things that they don't know how it is. So they should be very, very careful what they feed their mind and their senses with. Having said that, the Ndoku Naka should rise up and do the needful now, because we need it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much for that. And of course, we welcome that. And then when we said you should protest or you should do a one-man protest, we're actually talking about people who live abroad, people who live in diaspora, where rule of laws, is respected and obeyed. We're not talking about people in Biafra land, because we know how dangerous it can be for you. We don't want to put your life in danger. The only thing people in Biafra land can do for us is on the day of the trial, they should all go to what? Abuja High Court to show solidarity to our leader. That is where they come in. But also, beside that as well, if you're in Biafra land, you can tweet, of course. You can write on social media. You can do whatever it takes to do what, make your voice heard. But we don't advise you to come on the street to start doing anything for now. If there is an order like that, it will come from the highest command, of course, not from me. But for now, what I'm actually advocating is for those who are in diaspora to do the needful, because that is where we want people to hear us more, not in the zoo, because the zoo people already know what happened and what is happening, except those abroad, except those in diaspora. All right, it has been indeed a great one, a great show, and this is where we will leave it. But before I go, my sister, I want to get your parting shot, the last word you have for our people in terms of what is happening. Encourage them and let them know what to do in terms of doing the needful. And then, of course, we will bring our program to an end. Please go ahead. Your last parting shots.
Hello, my people, the Biafrans all over the world. I encourage all of us to be strong, to do the needful, to protest relentlessly, and to pray really hard and earnestly for our leader to release. Because there's something I forgot to tell you guys. Because, like I told you, when I heard the thing, how I felt and how I cried, and how I was able to tell people that something good was going to come out of it. Do you know what happened? The next day, while I was crying, from midnight stroke the morning, when I woke up in the morning, I felt in my spirit to pray and to fast for our leader. And I did it for 3 days. The next day, I started the fasting. I fasted for 3 days for him. Do you understand me? So we should protest. You should pray and fast for him. We should protest. Night vigil, always remember him in prayers. Even when you're walking on the road, you can pray for him and say, God Almighty, make him to be released. And as a result of this, let something good come out of this that will bring about the restoration of our wonderful nation, Biafra. Please, the protest is very important, please. Whichever we can do it, let's make sure we protest, please. And let's remain united. Let's not be distracted, by some forces or some persons that want to use the opportunity of what happened to bring confusion, in our midst. Please, let's stand united. And whenever we need something, we're not sure what you're doing or what's going on, I think the best bet is to call out one of the leaders to explain to them, to find a solution or a way of going about whatever we need to do, please. Yeah, let's not just come on air and start talking anyhow, please. Let's be disciplined. Let's be disciplined. Let's be disciplined, and let's be focused, please. Yeah. God bless all of us, and all hail Biafra.
Thank you very much.
The risen sun.
Thank you very much, my dear. And then, of course, this is where we will leave it. I thank you for listening. Thank you for your input as well. And then, of course, like I said, we fight, we make up because we are one family. We agree, we disagree, and that is where it is. Of course, there should be constructive argument, and there should be a place whereby we will come together and say, let's agree to disagree on a certain issue. That is what family do. They fight, and then, of course, they make up. But then if you are an infiltrator, well, you have lost. You have lost. If your intention is to come inside the platform where IPOBians are to infiltrate and then dish out your evil mindset, it will go back to you 100-fold. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I can tell you that with all assurity. We are moving forward. We are not going back. And this time around, we pray and say, may Elohim bless and guide our leader wherever he is. But most importantly, may he keep him from the eyes of the wicked. Nothing shall harm him. Nothing shall hurt him. He shall be released even before we know it. Amen. May God continue to bless him. Let his angels run about him, even like the way they ran about Paul and Silas when they were in prison. Yes, Lord. May God the same way run about our leader with his angels, that they will keep on protecting him. All those who think that he's going to rot in jail, they are the ones who will be free and die, even when they are not even in jail. And our leader will come out and finish that which Elohim has asked him to do, and that task which Elohim has given to him. From me, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, it is goodbye. May God bless the land of the rising sun. Amen.